Welcome to Reassembly, and I'm going to say this right up front. This is the best game I have played in years. I'm not kidding, guys. And don't think that this is like some simple shoot 'em up. Oh no, this game has everything. The shipbuilding mechanics are really, really clever. You can design and build individual ships. You can create great big fleets of ships. You can have huge space battles, conquer the galaxy. And I love the graphics in this game. They're so simple and yet so beautiful. Here is a little taste of what's coming up. Strap yourselves in. So let's go and have a little bit of an explore around in the galaxy. Those are our primary weapons. Boom, 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 boom. So we're down in this sector of the galaxy. Oh, we've got a ship over here. Wait. Come here, you little red bastard. This whole game is like Asteroids on crack. If I get close to this guy, and then, boom, bye-bye. Oh, there's one. Oh, but there's always a bigger fish in the pond. Oh, and he sent drones after me. Oh no, these are typically formidable opponents. Yeah, you ain't kidding. 2 seconds, already a bonehead moment. Mobility is a really important factor in this game, but we're not thrusters everywhere. Oh, here's another one. Let's go after this guy. It's getting close for the kill. Oh, his friends are coming. Get away from me. Get away from me. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, gotta lead him slightly. Oh, that's better. That's better. Oh, come on, kick his ass. Kick his ass. Yes, got him. Oh, he teleported again. Oh, you slippery little bastard. That teleport is really, really useful. Oh, crap. But we can take his little mate. Boom, bye-bye. Boom, bye-bye. I'm going to kill you, and after I've killed you, I'm going after your family. Whoa. Yes, nailed him. Oh, we're in the middle of a bit of a space battle here. Oh, boom! Good shot. Take that, you stinking piece of intergalactic crap. Kick ass. And then you get things like this, the antimatter cannon. Look at the description. Very long range, high damage, spinal mounted death machine. Oh, you gotta love this stuff. It's more guns, more guns. But we've got our little mini Enterprise. How cool is that? Oh, 500. Awesome sauce. Oh, man. Oh, we're going to get in all kinds of trouble now. Because we're going to get our ass kicked. Big style. Oh, yeah. Instant kill. Oh, got him. Peachy. Oh, got him. And his friend. Yes. Right, let's go after his parents. Come on. Boom. Die. Still definitely need more maneuvering thrusters. Boom. Boom. Ho. Sweet. Oh, man. Look at all these ships. Kick your ass, baby. Oh, can we take this guy out? Yes! 240 resources for that guy. Oh. Let's go get it. Let's go kill. Oh, man. Oh, see, now I've got enough thrusters on. Now it's maneuverable. Oh, hell yeah. Now let's go and kick some real ass. Boom. Bye-bye. And I think it may be time to start thinking about building our own fleet. Now this is what I call a space battle. Right, should we dive in? Now, this game has a tournament mode, which is actually very, very cool. You can play like round robin tournaments or like straight knockout tournaments. It's also got a sandbox mode where you can do some very cool things. But we're going to focus on the like the open world campaign. Let's just jump in. Okay, so you have a bunch of save slots. Choose one. Let's choose this one over here. And you're presented with the 7 factions. And when you first get the game, you'll only have the Terran faction unlocked, and you have to unlock all of these other factions. What can I tell you about these different factions? They're very, very different. It's one of the things I love about the game is that they've come up with some really innovative ideas for making the factions very different to each other. So the Terran faction, it's got kind of a mixture of the weapons, and the building blocks for the ships, as you'll see, are like mainly like squares and rectangles and triangles. But if you take something like the crystalline race, they're all made up of like diamonds and trapezoids and things. So the ships look very, very different. And the weapons are very, very different. So, for example, the Tinkrell race, they're a bit of a sniper race. They can create these very long-range weapons. So there's a kind of a race, like whatever your play style is, you're going to find something in this game that you like to play. I'm going to play Terran because I like playing Terran. So let's jump in. And we can select our colour scheme. And the colour scheme is like a two colour scheme. So we've got blue and grey. I actually like the blue and grey, but I'm going to make it more of a Skye Storm blue. Like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And let's change the name. So let's just change it to Skye. Right, here we go. Now, it procedurally generates a universe. And let's just, you know what? Let's P to pause the game. Oh, no, I can't. Actually. When you first jump in, so for like 2 seconds, already a bonehead moment. When you first jump in, you get this tutorial. And like this guy, the developer, who I'm going to call Arthur, because that's his name, he's got everything right. Like the tutorial is awesome. It takes you through everything that you need to know to play the game. So, similarly coloured ships are allies. Everyone else is hostile. So that's pretty straightforward. Click to continue. You can press M to expand your minimap and see that full screen, which we'll do in a second. Mouse wheel to zoom the camera in and out. Yeah, okay, got that. Right, so he mentioned the map, so let's go and have a look at the map. So here's the map. So we're down in this sector of the galaxy. This is the galaxy. And this is a multiverse. And I'll talk about that in a second. This little green triangle, that's us. And then this area, this kind of blue area, this is, you can see it up here while I'm pointing at it. You can see this is controlled by Skye. But if we move to this area, this is controlled by flies. And then this area over here, this is unexplored, all of this black area. Okay, then you've got these things. These are wormholes, which connect to other universes, parallel universes. And when you go through one of these universes, a copy of your fleet of ships is sent to fight other players. And when it creates this universe, it creates these little red dots. These are agents, and these are designed by other players. So when your fleet gets uploaded, it gets stored in a database of player fleets, and when other people play the game, your fleet may well be one of the fleets that's downloaded into their galaxy. And these are, it says, these are typically formidable opponents. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Some of these are really tough. Couple of things left. These diamonds, the green diamonds, are either friendly ships or friendly stations that have a factory and that act as a respawn point. So if our ship gets destroyed, it'll respawn at the nearest respawn point. And then these blue diamonds are inactive stations. It says they're damaged stations, and we have to reactivate them. And you reactivate them simply by flying close to them. Very simple. Right, let's get back. Right, so our tutorial down here takes us through what we need to know. So, use the left mouse button to fire our primary weapons. Let's move over here. So, left mouse button. Oh, look at this. Look, we've got turreted weapons that follow the mouse. Whoops, let's get away from that. Those are our primary weapons. Boom, 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 boom. I love it. And look at the physics, right? When we fire, it actually pushes us back. because obviously we're shooting energy forward. Newton's laws of motion dictate that we get pushed backwards. Love the physics in this game. In fact, I just love everything about this game. As well as those primary weapons, we've also got the right mouse key for secondary weapons. And it's now telling us that we should follow these tutorial objectives in order to advance. Escape to save or quit, and pressing 3 we can edit ships. That's the fleet of ships that belong to our faction. To edit our specific ship, it's actually number 1. So, done with that. Right. So we were looking at our secondary weapons. Well, this particular ship has some rockets on the front, like right where the cursor is right now. And if I press the right mouse key, whoa, it launches those missiles. And those are actually guided missiles, and we can lock onto enemy targets and fire those guided missiles. There are also unguided missiles and all kinds of wonderful weapons in this game. It's so awesome. Oh man, so what how do we grow? How do we get better? Well, at this point, let's modify our ship, or at least go into the modification screen. Okay, so here's our ship called the Interceptor. And basically, it's telling us what to do. Drag new blocks from the pallet and add them to your ship. The P value up here, so we're at 240 of 300p. These are your ship points, and your ship points are basically how big your ship can be. Each of these components has a P value, and you can add any components to your ship to a total value of whatever your maximum P is, in our case 300p. We can view our keyboard commands in the help menu, thank you for telling me that, and we can exit when we're finished. Lovely. Right, let's have a little look at our ship. So, there are there are like two primary types of component, which are your hull pieces. Now these don't cost any P. If you see that in green there, it says 0p. These do not cost anything to add to your ship. You can add as much armor to your ship as you want. Well, that doesn't sound good. But yeah, the catch is they have mass. And the more mass you add to your ship, the more massive it gets, the more thrust you have to apply. And thrusters cost P. And it's a great balancing act. Again, this guy has got this perfect balance between the... Sorry, I'm choking. I'm too excited. Between the mass of the ship and the thrust. Between the energy. Here's our generator. This little thing, which is a plug sign. The generation of power along with your shields and your weaponry, and how do you balance your shields versus your weaponry, and how do you balance your offensive weaponry against your defensive weaponry, and how much do you balance power versus range? And it's so cool. Right, you know what, I'm gonna give you a couple of tips about shipbuilding to start off with. First tip, thrust. Now this ship is kind of covered in thrusters. All of these grey, kind of grey trapezoid shapes. These are all thrusters. Now I want to show you the difference between the little thruster, which generates 10k of thrust. That costs 3p. Now if we look at this one, this generates 25k, so it generates 2.5 times as much thrust. It only costs 4p. So for like, what, 30% more p, you're getting 250 times as much thrust, right? So this ship design is actually very, very wasteful of p, right? So like all of these little thrusters, these little baby thrusters, we should get rid of those and come up with something better. So you know what? We're going to improve this ship a little bit. In fact, we're going to improve it a hell of a lot. Now, if you look at the ship as it is now, it costs 240p. We're going to strip off all of these little mini thrusters, and we're going to replace them with a whole bunch of the medium thrusters. And you'll see remember that 240. I'm going to get just as much thrust out of this. In fact, I'm probably going to get more thrust out of this with less P. And that makes for a much better ship. There's so much in this game that I want to show you. I just can't wait to get to it all. Right, so I've stripped off all of those little ones, and we're left with all of these medium ones. Now what I'm going to do is add some of these medium thrusters. Now you can copy these either using C and V or using Alt. So like if I just drag this with Alt, it gives me a copy. And then I can plug it onto any of these little, you see these little square connectors? If I zoom in a little bit, you can see these little connectors, and you can see this little blue line, and it shows you how it's going to hook them up, right? So we can, now that's actually a large one. Didn't want a large one. So let's have one of those there, and we'll have like one of those there, and one of those on this side. And where else do we want thrusters? We want thrusters everywhere. Mobility is a really important factor in this game, and I'm going to put another one on there and another one on there. Now, bearing in mind that each one of these is generating 2.5 times as much thrust as the little ones that they replaced, and we're actually using less P. Now, that means that we can add more weaponry to our ship. Oh yeah. So we're going to do exactly that. But I'm going to get rid of these missile launchers. Missile launchers are really good when you've got like a few of them. But like just one or two on their own kind of don't do a whole hell of a lot. So I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to add, let's see. Let's add, what should we add? We'll add some auto cannons. Now, each of the weapons has a different set of stats. Now, this is a projectile weapon. It fires 20 rounds per second, and each round does 20 damage. Right, 20 rounds per second. That's pretty fast firing. The plasma cannon, on the other hand, is 30 damage, but it only fires 4 rounds per second. Right, but this is much longer range. This has got a range of 1100 with a velocity of 1400. The autocannon is only has a range of 800. And the variety of weapons in the game is awesome. Now, you may look at this and go, oh, well, there's not a lot there. Oh, yeah, but this is just the beginning, guys. If we go to the upgrade screen, we can get all kinds of other weapons. Right, so it's now the tutorial is now telling us increase P to build larger ships. Right, there are 3 numbers up here. R, C, and P. Well, 3 letters, R, C, and P, but there are numbers associated with them. And R is resources. Now, you get resources. You can either farm them from, like, the plant life in the universe, which I'll show you, or you can get it from destroying enemy ships, which is a hell of a lot more fun, let me tell you. And then you trade the resources to get credits. And then you spend credits to either unlock new items. Like this laser costs 60 credits to unlock. Or you can spend the credits to get extra ship points. So if we spend 150 credits, we can get an extra 30p, which means that we can build a bigger ship. Oh, hell yes. Whew, man. I got so much to tell you, and there's so much to show you. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is going to be the best series ever, I tell you. Right, so let's go back to our... well, first of all, am I going to spend any C? I am, actually. Am I? I'm kind of tempted to be honest. You know what? I'm going to. I'm going to buy the Harvester. This thing will extend our collection range for resources, and that is really, really useful. It means you don't have to get so close to the resources. I mean, as we're flying around, you'll see that we'll be picking up resources, and it's really helpful at the beginning to have that extended range, and also the extended capacity, because this increases our R capacity by 100. Cool. Right, let's get back to the build screen. So here's our Harvester. Now, our Harvester is a very big component. Right, so how are we going to fit this onto our ship? Well, before we get onto that, I want to talk to you for a second about like probably the biggest tip that I can give you about shipbuilding. And to give you that, we're going to change from this design to a different design. So first of all, I'm going to exit and I'm going to save this, right? And do you remember it said press 3 to edit ships? Let's press 3, and it brings up our fleet screen. Now these are all the ship designs that our faction will build at our factory stations, and I'll show you a factory station in a second. So here is our interceptor design. Here's the original interceptor design. We don't want this anymore, right? So I'm going to delete this. Delete key, delete to confirm, boom, and that's gone. And then I can take a copy of this, press the Alt, it tells you over here, Alt drag to clone it, right? So we're going to be building those ships. These other ships, now some of these designs are really, really nice, but I kind of want to build our fleet up from scratch. I think that would be kind of fun. So these other designs I'm actually going to get rid of. So I'm going to get rid of this Talon. Now this mini freight is kind of cool. Let's have a little look at this. This is basically 4 containers and then some engines and like 1 gun and a couple of missiles. So it's basically just a resource farming ship. I'm kind of tempted to leave that for now. Am I going to leave that? Yeah, I'm going to leave that one for now. So we'll have the mini freights. This this Shuriken design, it's a really cool ship, but it kind of doesn't fit in with what we want. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then this one I'm definitely going to get rid of just because I can't pronounce the damn name. The Bacala Scolts. Yeah, too much. Goodbye. Right, so all our faction is going to be able to produce right now are these 2 types of ships. But we're going to be designing lots of other ships. Oh, hell yeah. Right, let's get out there. Let's go back to our ship modify screen. And we're going to change this to the first ship. You know what? I think we'll go for a bird theme. But what, a bird of prey theme? Should we go for that? What's a small... let's go for a Kestrel. That'll be the name of our first ship, Kestrel. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this whole thing, right? Because I want to demonstrate something to you, which is really, really important. And it's... The name of this game is Reassembly. And when your ship is damaged, like bits of your ship will be like blown up. But you don't lose your ship. Your ship isn't completely destroyed until your command module, commonly referred to as the core, gets destroyed. When the core gets destroyed, that's it. Your ship's dead. You'll respawn. So you want to protect your core. But when your ship reassembles, it builds outwards from the core. Now, if you take your components like let's say let's take a harvester and then an autocannon and then a missile launcher and a plasma cannon. So if this was our ship, okay, each of these has a regrowth time, and you'll see this has a regrowth time of 6.1 seconds, and then this has a regrowth time of 3 seconds, and this one 1.9, and then this one 2.8. And if I exit this and save this now, you'll see all the other bits break off, and then this starts to build. Right, and you can see that it's building each one in turn, right? And it takes a long time to build each component, right? And this is a tiny ship. Imagine if we'd got a huge, enormous ship with hundreds, literally hundreds of parts on it. It would take forever to build. Well, there's a way around that. Let's get rid of this. These are our hull components, and this is just basic armor. Right, and it doesn't cost anything. So if I put some of these pieces on here, and let's just drag out a bunch of these like this, and down here. Right, now if I exit this, watch how fast this builds. Look how fast that builds. Incredibly fast. You don't have to design it like this. You can build it any damn way you please. But the best way to design your ship is to have a superstructure which is all connected to the core, and then to hang all of your components off the side of your superstructure. So that's what we're going to do. Don't worry, I'm going to fight something in a second, but there is a kind of a lot to tell you.